Have you ever had a black male teacher before?
Black male teacher. Wait. Let me think. I've had Mr. Williams.
I remember having a black male teacher in first grade.
I mean, I've never had one.
I think I've only had two. I've only had two throughout my entire experience in high school.
In all 9 years that I've been in MCPS, I've had two black male teachers.
I have never had a black male teacher.
And I guess it is like a problem.
I think that it's important that we start having more black male role models.
I think it is an issue because the students are so diverse, so the teachers should be too.
As a student, I kind of feel alienated because I can't really relate to my teachers as much as other people can. Like, I don't know if they've gone through the same experiences that I have, and I can't say it's hurt me, but it would have been more beneficial if I had, a role model to look up to.
I felt like I was isolated and on an island before the Bond Project. So I've been in a number of different schools where I was the only black male teacher. I'm the only black male teacher, certified teacher on this staff here. Although I'm an assistant principal, we don't have any black male teachers.
Being here at Blair, there is a small but tight network of African American and Latino males. But there are many buildings within the county where there is only one African American male, and in some where there are none. That's an issue. I knew immediately when I heard about Bond that it was something that I wanted to be involved in because it's part of my life's work, not just to teach, but to also make sure that we have educators that reflect how our student population looks.
3 years ago, I believe, Dr. Inger Swimson pulled a few of us together and said, hey, I have this idea. We need to figure out a way to support some of our teachers of color.
BOND is an acronym and it stands for Building Our Network of Diversity. And it was a program started about 2 or 3 years ago here in Montgomery County.
We don't have a diverse enough workforce. We need to figure out ways to do that. So we need to be able to recruit people to come in. We also need to be able to retain people once they get in.
During our kickoff meeting, we had individuals who had less than 3 years of teaching align themselves with veteran educators. In short, there's supposed to be a weekly conversation that takes place and at least one face-to-face per month conversation. And the goal is simply to see how things are going, to see if there are any questions that need to be asked, just to know that there's someone who is supporting them.
For those that are teaching in isolation, they feel this isolation of being the only one there. And I'm trying to reach out to them particularly, to bring them on board, to let them know that, hey, you're not alone, and we understand that by being on this island by yourself, that you're important where you are. What you do is of value, and we want to make sure that we develop a support network around them.
There are a lot of teachers in Montgomery County and throughout the nation that are teaching in isolation. In Montgomery County, 12.5% of all teachers are black, while 21.3% of the student population is black, according to data collected in the 2012 through 2013 school year. In comparison, 75.7% of MCPS teachers are white, while 33% of students are white. Clearly, there is a lack of representation within MCPS, but this is also reflected nationwide. Only 1.81% of teachers in the U.S. are black males, while black males make up 7.39% of the student population. White females make up 27.38% of the student population, yet 63.02% of teachers are white females.
When we have male educators of color in the classroom, it's not just for those students who look like them. I think they benefit maybe a little bit more than others, but I think every student benefits from a diverse teaching corps.
In fact, a recent study performed by Hua Yu Sebastian Chung found that students of all races, white, Latino, black, and Asian, all preferred teachers of color over white teachers. The study surveyed 1,770 6th through 9th grade students on many different aspects of the teacher's abilities, including how well the teacher managed the classroom, supported students, and challenged them. Chung thinks that this preference may come from the fact that teachers of color can use their unique experiences to connect to more students and to address important issues in the classroom. Despite these findings, there are still fewer men of color in teaching positions. But why?
The problem is, how do you encourage young men to understand that education is a viable profession?
We're also trying to do some citizenship sort of pieces in the community so that some younger males of color who aren't of age yet can start to see teaching as a viable option, a viable career path.
How do you encourage individuals to spend 4 years in college, to maybe take out loans for college, to go into a profession where they feel as though their earnings are not comparable to what their peers are who have gone through those same 4 years and paid those same tuition rates? You really have to understand that education is a calling. Education is about social change. It's about being able to tell a particular narrative or story that may not exist within the schoolhouse without your contribution.
An article published by Dr. Ivory Toldson and Dr. Chance Lewis found that only 23% of black males who completed education programs actually entered the teaching force, compared to 27% of white males, 41% of black females, and 42% of white females. In order to fix this disparity, they suggest that potential teachers should be made aware of the impact that they could have on students as a male of color. The Bond program aims to do just that, and more.
There are circumstances that only people in my perspective, only people in my shoes can really empathize with. And it's helped me see that there are other people here in the district.
And we have incredible conversations where when we close the door, we make sure there's nobody listening. Because I have to give him the down on what's going on here. It's stuff that we can talk about. It's made me realize that there's a need for us to be here teaching. But more importantly, there's a need for us to develop a support network.
Our students deserve to see many different individuals deliver the information to them that they receive every day. And when we talk about, the world that we live in, which is growing to be more and more diverse, I think we need to make sure that our teaching staff becomes diverse as well.
When you don't see a reflection of yourself, like in your teachers, then I feel like you don't think of yourself as, oh, I can be a teacher when I grow up. You don't see yourself as that in the future. And that kind of like closes gaps for you. And so, like when you're growing up, you won't think, oh, I had a really nice teacher that reminded me, related to me when I was growing up. I want to be just like them. You don't really have that moment.
It really gave me a sense of belonging. Other people understand me. As Brian Cadogan, one of our members, said, as some of the people in his building, those folks can hear him, but they can't feel him. And I felt like this is a place where people feel us.